Welcome back to Adams Automotive. As you guys can see here, I got the hood popped on old red. And this is a problem I had in the past. There's a power steering line that goes up right here next to the intercooler. It's below this one. And last year, about spring or fall, I don't remember, it popped and I lost all my power steering. And on these Super Duties, the power steering pressure also helps your brake pressure. So when you lose your power steering, the brakes get really weak and it's kind of dangerous. You can only go like 20 miles an hour without being able to stop safely. So today we're gonna dive in, try to fix that. You can't really see it, but we'll get there. So the first step's gonna be, we're gonna remove our battery cables here and all our extra wires. Like I said before, always have a fuse on your wires so your truck doesn't burn down, whatever. We're gonna remove this battery box with the battery, obviously. Then we're gonna remove the air filter box, housing, whatever you wanna call it. We're gonna get this out of here, or at least up to here. And then we're gonna take our intercooler pipe off too, just to get down to this pump where the line's at. And we might eventually take this tire off just so we can get from this side to make it a little easier. Okay, so the first step, you take your cover off your battery, you just undo your wires or your cables, your battery cables. And then there's this little hold down. I believe it's an 8, maybe I think it's a 7 actually. So we're gonna take this little hold down and then take this battery out, and then I'll show you guys that here in a second. I think this is loose, so I should be able, yeah, look, it wasn't even tight. So I'll take this battery out. Them things are kind of heavy. Anyway, we're gonna take this clamp loose really quick. You can either use, I believe it's a 7mm, or you can just use a flathead screwdriver. This would be able to let us take this whole housing. It should be a one-piece housing, if I remember right, but I don't think I have the bolts in it, so mine might come apart in two pieces. So I'll use 2 hands here to take this out, and I'll show you what to do next. All right, as you guys can see, that box really does take up a lot of room. Here's the air filter side, and the battery goes right here in this big old box. Battery, air filter. It takes up a lot of this engine bay, as you can see. Now we're kind of getting down in here where we can see right behind this intercooler pipe right there is a broken hose. There, it's this one right here, but oh, there you go, you can see the end of it. So now we have to get to it, so we're gonna take this intercooler off. I'm gonna wipe my fingers off really quick so I don't get my ratchet all dirty, but you take the 11mm off. I usually take this very end one off because it's easier to line up on the intercooler. And this one, I think I usually take off this side, or I don't remember. It's one way is easier than the other, but we'll figure it out. So I'm gonna wipe my hands off really quick and I'll show you guys how to take your intercooler pipe out. I wiped everything down with a rag just so you guys can get a better visual of what happened. I think this is the same thing that happened last time. This blew out of here, which goes into your power steering pump. And the reason it affects your brake pressure is if you follow this hose all the way up, it goes right here to your brake booster. So your brakes really aren't affected except for the amount of pressure your pedal gives to them. I don't really know why they did it this way, but that's the way they did it. So like when it blew, if I put it all the way to the floor, it would take quite a while to stop. I definitely wouldn't want to be going 40 or 50 because if someone pulls out in front of you or a deer jumps or something, you're not going to be able to stop in time. So I have an 11/16 here, and there's this little a little nut here. And we're just going to, I already broke it loose, but we're going to take this off. That's actually a part of this hose. So when I go get a new one, I can just thread it right in. Last time I did this, it was before I had the YouTube channel, and I can't remember, but I believe it was kind of a pain in the butt to get that started in there. So I guess well, there goes my wrench. Anyway, I guess we'll find out here soon when I go get a new one how hard this is to actually get back started in there. I think I remember it was pretty hard, but we'll see. So here's the hose up close. This is the side that goes to your brake booster. As you guys can see, I mean, look at them seals. They're still pretty brand new. Like I said, I replaced this about a year and a half ago. And I mean, this is the same thing that happened on the old one. The old one was the original from back when the truck was made. And this one, I mean, like a year and a half old. Unbelievable. So we're gonna get a new one. Hopefully they can find me the right one. Last time they were struggling. But with me bringing it with me this time, they should be able to find it right away. I'm also gonna pick up down there a fuel tank strap. Actually, both fuel tank straps. Right now we got the old ratchet strap on there. A couple hours before my power steering blew, my fuel tank strap actually blew. That would probably be a different video though. The front one's not hard, but the back one kind of is. So we'll do that in another video. But I got this part all cleaned up. So I gotta take my own brown truck, my 1986 F-350, to O'Reilly's to get this new part. So I can give you some driving clips of that. But we'll get this new part picked up, slap it back in, put new fluid in it. We should be good to go. Back from the parts store. As you guys can see right here is the new line. Look right there. It's connected how it's supposed to be. That nut's connected to the line. Got it threaded back up here. It actually just threaded right up. Must have been thinking about my other truck, because I believe the one on my brown truck, my 86, was tough, but this one is actually really easy. So got that threaded back on there. The only thing I forgot to buy at the parts store was power steering. So I'm gonna see if I have some here. We're gonna fill this up and turn the wheel, and then check for leaks. It should be good. When you tighten these up, just go snug. Don't reef on them really hard because you'll bust the seals in them. So I got the new hose on underneath there. I couldn't record it because I had some place to be and I had to get it finished up pretty quick. You can see it right there to the left of the shock. The way I bleed the system is I put a jack underneath the front axle and then jack it up and turn the key without starting the truck and turn the wheel back and forth and back and forth. And it will drain all the fluid through the hoses, and then you fill it back up and do that a couple times and you should be good to go. My truck now has brakes again because the pressure is boosted by the power steering, and the power steering works again. So if you guys had this problem on your truck, I hope this helps you out. Video soon will be fuel tank straps.